Scotland number 8 Tom Dodd triest to burst through a tackle in their 5th place playoff with Australia at Avchala Stadium on Day 5 of the World Rugby U20 Championship 2017 in Tbilisi, Georgia, on the 18th of June. Photo, Levan Verdzeuli, World Rugby Yesterday. We looked at the World Rugby U20 Championship tournament as a whole, and now here's a more detailed rundown on Scotland and the players who will need to perform to ensure success. Bryan Redpath will take charge of the under-20s for the first time after inheriting the job from Stevie Scott. Verdzeuli has made a number of changes from the group who played together in the Six Nations, although most of those have been enforced by injury or unavailability. Sam Bramslaw, Finn Hobbies, Finlay Scott, Charlie Jupp, James Miller and Charlie Gowling could all make their debuts at this level. Ross Dunbar, Cammy Hutchison and Patrick Anderson are recalled after missing the Six Nations. The squad probes Ross Dunbar, Barrowmuir, Sam Bramslaw, Leicester Academy, Finlay Richardson, Edinburgh Axes, Murphy Walker, Strathland School, Finn Hobbies, Stuart Melville, Hookers Finlay Scott, Jed Forrest, Robbie Smith, Air Locks Jamie Hodgson, Watsonians, Ewan Johnson, Racing 92 Academy, Gowling, Stade Francais Academy, Standoffs Callum McClelland, Edinburgh Rugby, Ross Thompson, Glasgow Hawks, Centres Cammy Hutchison, Curry, Fraser Strawn, Northampton Academy, Stafford McDowell, Air Wings Kyle Rowe, Glasgow Hawks, Logan Trotter, Stirling County, Sam Yawayawa, Glasgow Hawks. They averaged 3 last year, 4 previous appearances each in the forwards and 4 last year, 5 in the backs. 4 players were also selected in the original squad for the last U20's World Championship, which equals the lowest number of returning players ever for Scotland. Matt Fagerson's call-up to the full squad and an injury for fellow back row Archie Erskine haven't helped matters, both would still have been eligible after being involved last season. Stafford McDowell is the only one of the returning players who was a starter in Georgia last year. Ross Dunbar, Robbie Smith and Patrick Anderson combined for 45 minutes off the bench during the 2017 tournament. 16 minutes as a replacement for Glasgow Warriors against Munster. For Stafford McDowell is the sum total of this group's experience of Europe's top leagues. Compare and contrast with the 2017 and 2016 squads, which each had 5 players who had debuted at that level by the time those tournaments started. Guy Graham, Newcastle, and Callum McClelland, Edinburgh, are currently the only players with full-time professional contracts for next season. A further 22 players are attached to professional sides through academy systems, 9 with Edinburgh, 7 with Glasgow, 4 with English clubs, and 2 with teams in the French top 14, 4 to follow the Stafford McDowell position, centre, and squad captain. Previous caps 15 pro team, Glasgow Warriors through the Scottish Rugby Academy, 1 appearance, key strength, at 6 feet 4 inches and already over 16 stone. He's massive for a young Scottish centre, and he can play a bit too useless. Trivia, he's the tallest back in the extended Glasgow Warriors squad, bar converted flanker Richie Vernon, hallowed be his name. He's like a young, given almost any player over 6 feet 1 inch involved in Scottish rugby gets stuck in the forwards. It's hard to find a good comparison. It will be fascinating to watch him develop and see what impact he can have in giving Glasgow and Scotland different options in how they play through midfield. Ewan Johnson position, lock. Previous caps 5 pro team, Racing 92 through their Espoirs Academy, setup, key strength, high work rate and consistency. Useless trivia, all his rugby education has been in France, which should lend a physical edge to his play. He's like a young Johnny Gray. The signs are there. He made 17 tackles, made with none missed in what was a very challenging opening fixture against Wales during this season's Six Nations. His main influences at Racing are the contrasting pair of Leone Nakarawa and Don Ryan, so it will be interesting to see what effect that has on his game. Guy Graham position, back row previous caps 3 pro team, Newcastle Falcons, no appearances yet with his deal starting next season. Key strength, that legendary Graham chippiness will make him an awkward opponent for anyone, just like his dad, George, and older brother, Gary, recently called up by England. Useless trivia, finished as equal top try scored for Scotland in the U20 Six Nations. Granted that only took 2 tries, but still, he's like a young Hamish Watson. Like the Edinburgh flanker, Guy is a threat on both sides of the wall, carrying hard into contact, tackling like a demon and providing a turnover threat to boot. Here's hoping he doesn't decide the Red Rose is more to his liking the way his big brother has. Charlie Chapman position, scrum half previous caps 4 pro team, Gloucester via their academy setup, yet to make his debut. Key strength, a consistent threat around the fringes, making ground himself and creating space for others. Useless trivia, comes from something of a production line of Gloucester scrummies that includes recent-ish England U20s Dan Robson and Callum Brally plus former Scotland U20 Ben Vellacott. He's like a young Bryan Redpath. Well, the height, or lack of it, is there. Charlie is an inch shorter even than George Horne and 2 inches shorter than, just remember that he's only wee Ali Price. Hopefully, the current U20s coach can impart some wisdom as to how the smallest player on the pitch can still control the game. The first matchday squad, here's the team for the opening game against Italy, and it features just 3 changes from the 15 that faced Italy in March. Redpath is looking for continuity, it seems. Scotland U20 team to face Italy U20 15. Paddy Darworst, 14, Logan Trotter, 13, Cameron Hutchison, 12, Stafford McDowell, capped, 11, Kyle Rowe, 10, Ross Thompson, 9, Charlie Chapman, 1, Ross Dunbar, 2, Finlay Scott, 3, Finlay Richardson, 4, Ewan Johnson, 5, Jamie Hodgson, 6, Martin Hughes, 7, Rory Darch, 8, Duvante Anujafe. Replacements, 16, Robbie Smith, 17, Sam Bramslaw, 18, Murphy Walker, 19, Charlie Jupp, 20, Guy Graham, 21, Charlie Gowling, 22, Callum McClelland, 23, Fraser Strawn. At Stade de la Méditerranée in the World Rugby U20 Championship this Wednesday, the 30th of March, kickoff 5:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, 6:30 p.m. local time, streamed live on worldrugby.org. Tags, Charlie Chapman, Ewan Johnson, Guy Graham, Stafford McDowell when he's not watching Glasgow, Scott. Follow Kevin on Twitter at @TopOfTheMoonGW.